Bolivian armed forces took over the capital's central square on Wednesday, and an armored vehicle rammed through the entrance to the presidential palace, followed by soldiers rushing in, igniting fears of a military coup. Bolivian President Luis Arce denounced the quote-unquote irregular mobilization of some army units in La Paz and demanded the troops demobilize. Heavily armed soldiers and armored vehicles gathered in the central square, which is home to the presidential palace and Congress. A Reuters witness saw an armored vehicle ramming into a door of a presidential palace and soldiers rushing in. 400 Kenyan security officers arrived in Haiti this week, part of a contingent of international police forces sent to quell gang violence in the Caribbean nation. At the same time, protests over proposed tax increases in Kenya turned deadly. VOA Nairobi Bureau Chief Maria Majalo reports.
Kenyan police officers arrived in Haiti Tuesday on a mission to help restore order in the troubled Caribbean nation. Meanwhile, protests over proposed tax increases that have rocked Kenya over the last 2 weeks resumed. Several people were shot dead outside Kenya's parliament as police clashed with protesters who stormed the complex after lawmakers passed the highly controversial tax hikes. In a televised address to the nation late Tuesday evening, Kenyan President William Ruto on Wednesday said that after having reflected on the content of the finance bill and listening to the people who are against it, he's decided not to sign it. Maria Majalo, VOA News, Nairobi.
Israel and the United States said on Wednesday they had made progress toward resolving a rift over U.S. weapon shipments after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu publicly accused President Joe Biden's administration of slowing down deliveries. This is VOA News. NATO on Wednesday selected Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte as NATO's next boss as the war in Ukraine rages on its doorstep and uncertainty hangs over the United States' future attitude to the transatlantic alliance. Reuters correspondent Rachel Graham has more.
Rutte has spent nearly 14 years as Dutch Prime Minister and cemented his bid to become NATO's new chief last year, while coordinating an international coalition that will deliver F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine and train Ukrainian pilots. He has been a vocal critic of Putin since Russia's 2022 invasion of Ukraine. He says NATO must be powerful to counter Moscow, and other European Union leaders must not be naive about Putin's Russia. Rutte is due to take over as leader when incumbent Jens Stoltenberg officially steps down in October.
Reuters correspondent Rachel Graham. The European Union is expected to sign a security agreement with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Thursday, pledging to keep delivering weapons, military training, and other aid to Kyiv for years to come. The agreement will lay out the EU's commitment to help Ukraine in 9 areas of security and defense policy, including arms deliveries, military training, defense industry cooperation, and demining, according to a draft seen by Reuters. Zelensky is expected to sign the pact at a summit of EU leaders in Brussels. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security said on Wednesday border arrests have fallen more than 40% in the 3 weeks since U.S. President Joe Biden halted asylum processing. AP correspondent Haya Pandwani reports.
The department said that Border Patrol's average daily arrests over a 7-day period have fallen below 2,400 from before President Joe Biden's proclamation took effect on June 5th. That's still above the 1,500 mark needed to resume asylum processing. Here's U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas speaking in Tucson.
The safety and security of the American public is indeed our highest priority. We screen and vet individuals when we encounter them.
He added that while Biden's executive action is effective, Congress needs to step up. Haya Panjwani, Washington.
The U.S. Supreme Court declined on Wednesday to impose limits on the way President Joe Biden's administration may communicate with social media platforms, rejecting a challenge made on free speech grounds to how officials encourage the removal of posts deemed misinformation, including about elections and COVID. The justices overturned a lower court's 2023 decision that various federal officials likely violated the U.S. Constitution's First Amendment, which protects against government abridgment of free speech.
Thank you for watching. Can you do me a favor? Please leave a comment in the comment section below. That would really help. Thank you, and see you again soon.